ولقد يسرنا القرآن للذكر فهل من مدكر.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Aisha Ahmad Ajanako. Today we are going to discuss Hadith about knowledge.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Our today's lesson will be on فضل العلم, the excellence of knowledge or the virtues of knowledge. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Qur'an, قُلْ هَلْ يَسْتَوِي الَّذِينَ يَعْلَمُونَ وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. Say, does those who have knowledge equal those who don't have knowledge? Then he said, يرفع الله الذين آمنوا منكم والذين أوتوا العلم درجات. Allah surely will raise those among you who believe and those who have knowledge or who are giving knowledge to higher grades. Then he also said, وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا, and ask and say, Oh my Lord, increase me in knowledge. So these three verses of the Quran came to emphasize the importance of knowledge. The first hadith we are going to talk about today is the hadith of Muawiyah radiallahu ta'ala anhu, who said that the Prophet ﷺ said, Man yuridillahu bihi khayran yufaqihuhu fi din. This hadith is agreed upon by Bukhari and Muslim. He says that the Prophet ﷺ says, anyone whom Almighty Allah wants some good for, He gives him the understanding of Islam. He gives him the understanding of the deen. The second hadith, which is very, very important in our today's discussion, is the hadith of Abu Darda, radiallahu anhu, who said that he heard the Prophet ﷺ saying, Man salaka sabila yabtagi bihi ilman, sahhala Allahu lahu tariqan ila al-jannah. Wa inna al-malaikata la tadau ajnahataha li talib al-ilmi ridon bima yasna. وإن العالم لا يستغفر له كل شيء حتى الحيتان في الماء وفضل العالم على العابد كفضل القمر على سائر الكواكب وإن العلماء ورثة الأنبياء إن الأنبياء لم يورثوا دينارا ولا درهما إنما ورثوا العلم فمن أخذه أخذ بحظ وافر. This hadith, which was transmitted by Abu Dawood and Tirmizi and Al-Imam Ahmed, and graded Sahih by Imam Al-Albani in Sahih Abu Dawood, has a story, according to the narration of Imam At-Tirmizi in his book, that there was a man called Kuthair bin Qais or Qais bin Kathir. The scholars differ about the name, whether it is Kuthair bin Qais or Qais bin Kathir. That the man said that he was sitting with Abu Darda in a mosque in Damascus. Then a man came. Just an unknown man came, and the man said he came from Medina. When he was asked for the purpose he has come, he told them that he came from Medina, far away from Medina, just because of a particular hadith he heard that Abu Darda used to narrate to people. Probably Abu Darda had the hadith from the Prophet ﷺ. This was the story. Then when Abu Darda had ascertained that this man did not leave Medina to come to Damascus for worldly gain or for business or any other thing, but to seek knowledge, then he told him about this particular hadith he had from the Prophet ﷺ. So the Prophet ﷺ said in this particular hadith that Man salaka tariqan aw sabila yabtagi bihi. Anybody who follows a path solely for seeking knowledge, Sahhala Allahu lahu tariqan ila al-jannah. Allah will facilitate a way for him to enter the paradise. So in other words, it means that Allah will guide him to be doing some good deeds that will finally lead him to the paradise. Or it can also mean that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open the gates of the paradise for him on the day of judgment, and it will be very, very easy for him to enter the paradise. Either of the two meanings applies. Then he said further, وَإِنَّ الْمَلَائِكَةَ لَتَضَعُ أَجْنَحَتَهَا لِطَالِبِ الْعِلْمِ رِضًا بِمَا يَصْنَعُ. Out of the happiness and the pleasure the angels find in what the student of knowledge does by seeking knowledge, they bring down, lower their wings. Either they stop flying or they lower their wings as a cover for him whenever that particular student of knowledge moves on the path of seeking the knowledge of the Quran and Hadith. So the angels are so happy and they have mercy on such a person that is seeking knowledge, and because of that, they bring down their wings out of humility for such a person. Then وَإِنَّ الْعَالِمَ لَا يَسْتَغْفِرُ لَهُ كُلُّ شَيْءٍ حَتَّى الْحِيتَانُ فِي الْمَاءِ. You know, when one seeks knowledge, you cannot become knowledgeable except by seeking knowledge. إِنَّمَا الْعِلْمُ بِالتَّعَلُّمِ. The knowledge is gotten by seeking it. So the alim, that the scholar, is as a result of a series of efforts of seeking knowledge for a long period. That's why he said, وَإِنَّ الْعَالِمَ, that someone who is knowledgeable, a scholar, that everything in the heaven and earth seek for forgiveness for him. Even the fish in the mar, the fish in the water, they all seek forgiveness for this person because they are pleased with what he's doing. So whenever the person commits a sin, everything that exists in the heaven and earth seek for forgiveness for him. Then he further said that وَفَضْلُ الْعَالِمِ عَلَى الْعَابِدِ كَفَضْلِ الْقَمَرِ عَلَى سَائِرِ الْكَوَاكِبِ. That the excellence and the merit of a knowledgeable person, a learned person, over the person that is just worshiping. Just worshiping, maybe he had little knowledge and he just worshiping, is just like the excellence of the moon, especially when the moon comes out at the middle of the month and shines upon everywhere in the earth. It's just like the excellence of such a moon, which is called Badr, over other stars. At least the moon, when the moon shines, it shines over everything. Things benefit from it that are on the earth. But like the stars, their own light is mainly limited to themselves. Even if they will give light to other things, their light is limited. It's not alone like the light of the moon. وَإِنَّ الْعُلَمَاءَ وَرَثَةُ الْأَنْبِيَاءِ. That the scholars, they are the ones who inherited or who will inherit the prophets. Because the prophets did not leave anything as legacy in form of money. They don't leave money as legacy. And no one comes to inherit the prophet after their death. Prophets are not inherited. You don't inherit their money. What they give to people to inherit is knowledge. And those people that inherit that knowledge are the scholars, not any other person. So anybody that is able to grab any part of this knowledge, which is the legacy of the prophets, has really grabbed a very great portion of it, that legacy. So really grabbed a better and a great portion of that legacy. So the Prophet ﷺ or other prophets do not leave money for people to come and inherit. It is the knowledge that they teach, that they leave behind, and that knowledge is inherited by the scholars who follow their path. And anyone who is lucky to be among such people has gotten a big portion of the legacy of the prophets. So this hadith is very, very important in emphasizing the importance of knowledge. From here, we understand that whenever there is an alim, whenever there is a scholar, his light shines upon all other things that are around him. That is why we need to respect the scholars. The third hadith, by which we will conclude our discussion, is the hadith of Abu Hurairah. This hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said that إِذَا مَاتَ الْإِنسَانُ إِنْقَطَعَ عَمَلُهُ إِلَّا مِنْ ثَلَاثٍ. That when a human being dies, all the deeds he used to do in this world will come to a halt, except three things that will continue. Those three things, the reward of these things will continue to flow to him even when he's dead and buried. The first one is Sadaqatun Jariyah, a continuous charity that he did and he used to do. Just like someone used to give Sadaqah, for example, he planted a tree where people are eating, or he sunk a borehole where people are fetching water, and so many other things. He built a mosque where people are praying, he cleaned a path, he made a road for people where people are using. Those things, as long as people are using them, he's getting his reward. So it's called Sadaqatun Jariyah. There's many aspects of Sadaqatun Jariyah. Or ilmin yuntafa'u bihi, or he was having knowledge that he imparted to other people, and those people in turn impart this knowledge to people who come after them, and the knowledge is being imparted generations after generations. So that knowledge that he imparted at the first instance will continue to remain being imparted, and is receiving his reward even after his death. The third is Waladin Solihin Yadullah, or he left behind a pious and righteous son who is praying for him. So that is to tell you that when you have a pious son that you train very well, after your death, if he's praying for you, the reward of his prayer will be reaching to you. Apart from these three things, there's no any other thing that a dead person benefits after his death. The first is Sadaqah to Jariyah, the continuous Sadaqah, or the knowledge you have imparted, or the pious or righteous son that you train and you left behind, who is praying for you, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is accepting in prayer, so you will continue to get your reward even after you have died. So this hadith, or this lesson in general, comes to teach us very important things in our life and in our religion. The first thing is the excellence of knowledge and the scholars. We need to give much importance to knowledge, and we need to respect the scholars, because these scholars are the people that inherit the prophets. Then seeking the knowledge of the deen is a sign, or is an evidence that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala really loves a human being. If you want to really know if Allah likes you, then you see that you are being guided to the path of seeking knowledge. Because it's not everybody that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides to that path. Then seeking knowledge also is one of the reasons for entering the paradise. So if you are looking for one of the ways in which you can get the paradise, go and seek knowledge. Then one of the best legacy you can ever leave behind as a human being is the beneficial knowledge that you impart to other people, because that knowledge will continue to be imparted even after you have died, and as much as the knowledge is being imparted, you are getting your own share of the reward while you are there in your grave. So this is where we are going to stop today. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us useful knowledge, and if we have made any mistake anywhere, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive and help us correct it. Wa sallallahu wa sallama ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.